So wait a minute, the episode of this Steven Universe title begins with Alone, and it's a Lapis episode? It's like it was made for me!
Like, sing along if you know the words.
Yay!
Lapis! Poor Lapis.
Poor Lapis waifu.
They could also title this episode The Abusive Relationship Metaphor Gets Ever Less Subtle.
The Death of Subtlety, Steven Universe style.
But not in a bad way.
No.
Like, it's a really good episode.
Yes, it is.
Just as unsubtle as it gets about being about abusive relationships.
Okay, so this is Alone at Sea. In this episode, Steven takes Lapis to go on a trip with Greg on their new rented boat. Lapis is hesitant to even be on the ocean, but ultimately decides to give it a chance because Steven. They do a bunch of fun, silly, boat-related things, which Lapis sometimes enjoys, sometimes doesn't. Which I do appreciate that, like, sometimes he enjoys it, some of the stuff is just, he's just like, eh.
Yeah, she's not exactly jazzed by fishing, but to be fair, who is?
True. Eventually, she confesses that part of her is that she apparently misses being malachite and got way used to using that to punish Jasper. Well, that's what I got out of it, at least. There's a lot going on this episode, I'd say.
Yeah, there's some kind of mix of self-hatred and Stockholm Syndrome and basically all those being in an abusive relationship feeling. She knows the relationship was terrible, but she still misses being in it because, like, a mix of she felt like she deserved it.
I like how we aren't even pretending the metaphor is even a metaphor. It just was a relationship now.
It was an abusive relationship.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, technically it is, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
More and more problems end up happening on the ship with, like, I think the rudder and engine and stuff. And it's eventually found out to be Jasper causing these issues. I think. They didn't establish that as well as I thought they would.
Jasper just kind of shows up.
Yeah.
And is so creepy. Yeah. So incredibly, incredibly creepy.
Yeah. She shows up hoping to fuse with Lapis again, and she's saying that she's changed her opinion of fusion because of being malachite. But Lapis just tells her no and uses the water to knock her far away. But unfortunately, this attack went through the ship, and it sinks, so Lapis has to fly the two of them away. And that's what happened.
And Greg's just like, I guess I bought a boat.
Yeah. So this was a really good episode. I did like a lot of the cuter, happier stuff at the beginning.
Yeah, just the moment where Lapis laughs, and she snorts when she laughs, and I'm not sure if we knew that. I don't know if we've ever heard her properly laugh before. Yeah. But she snorts when she laughs, and it's so cute.
Yeah. Lapis, I just wrote here, happy Lapis makes my heart happy.
Yes, happy Lapis is a blessing upon this earth.
Yes.
And I think it is nice that Steven's trying to help. I mean, I do find it funny that she's still using her water as blindfold so she can see just fine what the surprise is.
That's pretty funny.
I also need a gif of the moment where she sees the hat and she goes, thanks, but I'm not putting that on my body.
Yes, that was hilarious. It's especially funny because it's not even like she was offended by it. She's just very, matter-of-fact. Thanks, but I'm not putting that on my body.
Yeah, she wasn't trying to be harsh about it or anything. She's just like, no. To be fair, I wonder if gyms fully understand the concept of wearing clothes, because they project their physical forms.
According to Paradox, probably not.
Yeah, their clothing is a part of it. So she's probably genuinely confused by the concept of putting this strange-looking thing on her body.
Yes. And that does add to that she says body instead of head. I'm not putting it on my body, but you put it on top of your head. But my head's part of my body. Okay.
Yeah. And just also the beginning of the montage where they're drinking orange juice out of wine glasses, and I just love in the background Greg enjoying the wind in his ample mane. It's not even hair at this point; it's a mane.
Yes.
I continue to love everything about Rich Greg, by the way.
Yes, it's been great.
It's just confusion at the owner's manual for the boat is about caviar and crackers, and not actually how to use the boat.
What are crackers a thing? Because if not, I was very confused.
I don't know. I'm not rich. I don't know what kind of crackers rich people eat.
Rich ones.
Probably.
They eat Ritz crackers.
Oh.
Well, anyway, I may be rich, but buying a boat would be going overboard. Hey.
Yeah, that's cute.
Especially during fishing, Lapis still has the best I don't give a fuck expressions.
Yeah, it's like, come on, Greg. Fishing is not an exciting activity for children or gay space folks.
No. But only specifically those two demographics.
Very specifically those. And yeah, the bit where she starts reeling in a big one, I'm like, okay, what the fuck is going on in the ocean now? Because, I mean, even in the real world, there's a lot of weird and creepy shit in the ocean. In the Steven universe, there's, at various points, malachite, jasper, sentient watermelons, some kind of underwater temple.
Yes. Remember that one time Garnet fought off this weird water monster for like a second and it never came back?
Yeah. There's weird shit in the ocean.
Yeah.
It was interesting to get the bit of her not wanting authority at all. She's really freaked out by the concept of being in charge.
Yeah, that's interesting. And by interesting, I mean abundantly apparent by the end what they were going for.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, just because it was, very obvious doesn't mean it wasn't very well done.
Yeah.
This is a really good depiction of getting out of an abusive relationship on a level that kids watching the show will be able to connect and understand with.
Yes.
Connect with and understand. There we go. That's an order of words that makes sense.
Yes, it probably does. Don't worry, I never say words correctly in any good order. Including now.
Yeah. But, they're always using fusion as a metaphor for relationships.
Yes.
A really accessible metaphor for relationships. And again, it works really well. I mean, the bit where Jasper's on the boat and he's talking to Lapis about all the reasons they should refuse is just hitting every... Like, if there are actually checklists you can check of if your partner has said this stuff, they're abusive. I have friends who've had abusive partners who I've met, and they're creepy fuckers. And she's hit this full checklist of all the things they say to convince their partner to stay with them, including especially the ones like, I'm the only one who Jasper's like, I'm the only one who understands your power. Something like that. Abusers use isolating language like a lot, like, I'm the only one. And usually it's stuff like, I'm the only person who loves you, I'm the only person who understands you. It's fostering this... It's creating this sense of making their victim dependent on them, feel emotionally dependent on that person alone. And it fucks with the victim's head. Lapis is expressing a lot of hating herself for the way she was with Jasper, even though, taking this back to the whole fusion thing, she was literally protecting a lot of people she cared about from an actual monster by trapping it in a giant monster form with her. But it's become twisted up in her head of her being terrible to this other person that she was trapped with and enjoying it.
Yeah.
Which just makes me want to hug Lapis forever.
Yes. Poor Lapis. She has had to deal with so much shit.
I also think it's interesting that Jasper's gotten really fixated on being malachite.
Yeah.
Like, after Peridot's explanation of them not making gems how they used to, I did think back to the fact that we only see Malachite fight with... Jasper. We only see Jasper fight with that gem taser thing and the helmet she wore at one point, which, like, she doesn't do her Sonic the Hedgehog spin attack after Garnet breaks the helmet, so she might have actually needed the helmet to do the spin attack.
I mean, you might be right, but at the same time, to be fair, I think she said in her first appearance that she was like part of the Gem War, so she's probably been around for a while. I
was wondering about what era of gems was, how much power she's used to having.
What generation of gem is this?
Yeah. Gen 1 only. No.
Gen 1 only.
But, like, the way she talks about Malachite's power, and especially the slightly awestruck way she goes, we could fly. And I'm like, she really liked having that power. She really properly misses that power.
Yes.
It's not that she wants to be with Lapis, she wants that power, and she's trying to manipulate Lapis into it. On a side note, Jasper's smile I feel like it's gotten creepier.
It kind of does.
Anyway, but, I don't know if you've watched 50% Off, but the bit where Jasper appeared on the boat, I just have titled, "What's up, sluts? Guess who just got out of prison?" I just got so creeped out in that scene because just Jasper said gem versions of so many things I've heard abusive people say to their victims when they're trying to convince them to get back together. And, which also, I love that, again, for kids who hopefully don't have experiences of being around abusers, like maybe probably some kids have parents who are in abusive relationships, but it's giving them that whole checklist of red flag phrases.
Yeah.
And it's associating them with Jasper being as creepy as humanly fucking possible. So it's teaching kids to recognize serious red flags, and I like that, and they've done it really, really well. So it's not subtle, but it's very, very well done.
Yes, it is. It is actually really well done. Though I will say, it was so accurate that it was, because it's not 100% literal, and it's we'll be super strong monster or whatever. There's something kind of funny about using the exact language. It'll be better this time. I changed. And I'm just not even trying for subtlety at all today, are we? It's just funny because of how accurate it is. Oh dear God.
And then you just get reminded that Lapis, on her own, is super powerful,
yes.
Which is both a metaphor and literal, and very great for that.
Yes.
And she punches Jasper back into the ocean, which is great.
Jasper's blasted off again!
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Jasper, you failure.
Yeah, Jasper started off as such a threatening enemy, and then she's just kind of failing quite hard.
Yes. Yeah. She certainly is. Oh, dear. At some point I'm expecting, Peridot to just own her, and she's just gonna be like, what have I become? I'm pathetic.
I wonder how Peridot will feel about Jasper showing up again.
I don't know. She'll probably just run away immediately. On four legs.
Because I always wanted to kind of see Lapis and Peridot, bonding over hating being stuck with Jasper.
Yes, that would be kind of
great. That could be a great bonding moment for them.
Yes. I mean, what could be better to get people closer than their hatred for someone else?
It works. It's my continued conviction that there won't be peace on Earth until we've met enemy aliens, literal space aliens, because then everyone will unite to hate the aliens.
To be fair, that is every sci-fi movie ever.
Yeah. Except they do it in a heroic humanity coming together, and I'm just doing it in annoyed. People fucking suck, and we only band together when we can all hate the same people.
Yes. So what you're saying is we need to have a war against anti-vaxxers.
They've already started the war. They're giving diseases to our children. Not, actively, but, when you're destroying herd immunity, children get polio. Polio has returned. That should not ever have happened.
Yeah, polio did not need a sequel.
It did not.
It's way too late for that. The audience vanished for that a long time ago. I just realized how dark that joke is.
Yeah, let's not make dark polio puns. Let's get back to gay space rocks. They can't get polio. Probably. We don't know what the fuck damage from the diamonds can do.
I don't know. I will say, I did think this was a really, really good episode. But, man, I don't know what they're doing with Jasper anymore.
Jasper doesn't know what she's doing anymore.
I think I summed it up here perfectly. So going to this episode, I didn't care about Jasper, and then she appeared after some very clever build-up, and I cared as she got me to think that maybe Lapis was going to make some horrible mistake, and then Lapis said no, and Jasper was immediately defeated, and I didn't care about Jasper again. I don't think that's how that's supposed to work.
Kind of only care about Jasper when she's actually on screen.
Yeah. Or more accurately, only care about Jasper during the build-up to her maybe doing something until you realize she won't. She will accomplish nothing. Her actions have no meaning. Bye. See you when you fail to do something in, the season 3 finale or something. I don't know.
We will see. Maybe this is plotting coming.
The world may never know. Well, it would know because eventually we'll know.
We will know because all of the Steven universe is happening in the immediate future.
Actually, no. Have we talked about that on these yet? What is going on? Why?
But there's just non-stop Stephen Palm, and then season 4 is happening immediately, and it's just, what? Is this what they're doing? The hiatus is massively stockpiling episodes to just dump them all at once?
Yes.
All of it at the same time?
I'm almost fascinated by this. Why is this happening? I'm very confused. I'm trying to think. I actually did think of a reason, but it's so weird Like, the only reason I think this is happening is honestly that my assumption is that the people behind the show made a deal with the executives that they can do weekly episodes again but only if they do so many Steven bombs that the series is talked about for the rest of eternity now. So that they'll always be talked about, and so people will always watch every week. That's my assumption at this point. I mean, can you think of a better explanation? I can't.
This just has the weirdest update schedule I have ever seen in my entire life.
I know.
And, like, part of me wonders if they're deliberately fucking with the update schedule to try and kill the show, like Fox did with Firefly. But that doesn't seem to be happening. The show just keeps going forever. I
find it very hard to believe they do that. Just because, like... I think mostly because the series is doing fine according to everyone and everything. Also, it'd be stupid to get rid of their most popular girl-centered show when they've been desperately trying to market their new Powerpuff Girls reboot.
They do. Please remember that cartoon executives do a lot of stupid shit when it comes to girls of cartoons.
That is true, but they are literally trying to advertise the Powerpuff Girls reboot mostly by the fact that it has girls that are powerful. That is true. That's basically how they've been marketing it. So presumably they wouldn't want to fuck that up with their other shows.
Let's hope not.
Yeah. I mean, from what I understand, Steven Universe is like the third most popular show on Cartoon Network.
What's it being beaten out by?
Teen Titans Go and Adventure Time.
Neither of which I watched, so I can't say if they deserve it. All I know is that everybody loves Adventure Time and everybody hates Teen Titans Go.
Yes.
Those are the main things I've heard about those. I watched a season of Adventure Time, I just didn't get around to watching anymore.
Yeah.
And it was pretty good. It was weird-ass show, but pretty good.
Yeah, the thing is, I stopped watching it when it became more than just a wacky show. Unfortunately. And I just never got back to it. Honestly, thinking back about it, the fact that Rebecca Sugar used to work on the show is very apparent.
It's very obvious.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is I think we've run out of things to say about this episode.
We're just wondering what the fuck is going on.
Everything.
All of the things.
Yes. Maybe next time Jasper can finally capture that Pikachu. Team Rock. I give up. I'm sorry.
Let's not even go there with that pun. It's too bad and too... Although, to be fair, Team Rocket were known for their love of terrible, terrible puns.
Yes, they were.
And cross-dressing.
Yes.